Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. I'm Matt.
I'm Mandy.
And this is another episode. Thank you guys for joining us again as we get back into the movies that shaped our childhood. And today, Mandy, what are we talking about?
Today we are talking about the July 4th classic, 1996 Independence Day.
Yeah. 1996, Will Smith, bringing it
Yeah.
hard.
Well, I didn't know if it's a Will Smith classic. I thought
Jeff
about saying
Goldblum
that.
classic.
Yeah. I mean, Goldblum for sure.
Yeah, go
ahead.
What about the gay dude with the really weird voice?
Yeah, Harvey Firestein.
Yes.
Yeah.
The over personified gay guy.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Love him.
What
love
are you
him.
talking about? Wow.
Well, it's funny.
What do you
I know
mean?
we're kind of getting right
Right.
into that, but he said, fuck my lawyer instead of forget my lawyer. And then they had to take they had to dub over it. And he's like, forget the lawyer.
Yeah, I saw they had that was a really rough bleep.
Shitty dub. Yeah.
But anyhow, before we get rolling here, we like to remind everyone listening in or watching on the YouTubes that if you've never seen this fucking movie, take the 2 hours and 15 minutes or whatever the hell it was.
So long.
To go watch it before you listen to this, and then you can come back and join us for the conversation. We'll give you a few minutes to go do that. So we'll pause now to wait for you to come back. And you're back. All right. Greatest of all time. Thanks for coming back to us. So in the meantime, here we have a third person on the podcast, Mandy, because you and I, we don't care what each other think anymore. You know, we've been doing this for too long. We need someone else's input. And today we're very excited. Jesus Christ, it's so wobbly. I feel like
Jesus Christ.
I'm on the
today. We're so excited. Jesus Christ is on our podcast right now.
No, my name.
We're gonna have Kalamazoo area comedian, entrepreneur, business owner. What'd you say? Cooch Magooch, whatever the fuck. Leland Pratt is joining us, everybody. Hello, Leland.
Hello.
Pause for applause. Yeah, it's the greatest.
Yay, welcome.
Greatest of all time. All right. And Lee, go tell us, how long has it been? We always ask everyone, are you trying to get the right angle? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, this is what I feel like the whole time.
It feels like I'm on Blair Witch, or like I'm watching Blair Witch right now.
Right.
I mean, not when you do that, but look at that. Oh, I love the color of your walls. For everyone listening, his walls, at least it looks like on my screen, are like a burnt orange type color.
It's like a coral, I would say. That's what I'm going with, coral. But anyhow,
this is like that dress all
Leland,
over again.
How long has it been since you watched this movie before we made you watch it for the podcast?
I think I've seen it in the theaters as a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's fucking awful.
Very good.
But when I was driving watching this movie, I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I thought this was awesome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So you did at one time think this was a good, like if we hadn't made you watch this again and we just asked you, you'd think.
Oh, as a kid, I thought it was the shit. I was like, this is it's like Will Smith. By the way, I don't think ages because he is still beautiful.
Yes.
At that age.
Maybe even better now.
He has been like 25 years old or something at that age, right?
Well, we play a game where you're gonna find where we guess the ages.
Yeah,
so
we'll get to that in a little while.
Later.
Oh, nice.
All right.
But,
so you watched this in the movie theater. Was this like a family event, or did you go with a group of people, or by yourself, or how do you watch movies?
Matt, I didn't really have a family.
Okay. Yeah, this is where we get real deep into things, man. Well,
yeah, I probably went by myself.
Okay. Do you?
Like, for everyone listening, he is laughing. I know on YouTube you can see it, but like, I bet a lot of people are like reaching for the tissue right now.
For sure, yeah.
Either that or the YouTube people are reaching for the tissue because you're just such a good-looking guy.
Right, yeah. It's totally different reason to get the tissue. But so do you watch a lot of movies alone? Do you go to the movie theater alone?
You know, when I was a kid, I always remember going to the movie theaters with my friends and seeing the person sitting there alone and thinking they're such a loser.
That was me.
Yeah, but as I got older, I'm like, what a lucky bitch. You don't have to share the popcorn with nobody. You don't have your girl like, well, so what's going on? What happened? Like, we're watching the same movie. I got here when you did. You know, so like, even the same, like the person who eats by themselves, you always thought they were so lame, but it's yours. When I see it now, I'm like, what a beautiful sight.
For sure.
Yes.
You're a lucky human.
So I want to know how many times did you watch, like, say, did you ever watch the same movie multiple times in the movie theater?
No.
No, you were always just one and done, and you're done.
One and done. Just like
All right. Cool. All right. Good to know. Good to know. And then, what's the go-to theater snack?
Popcorn.
Let's say. So as a kid, and then now, is there a difference?
Popcorn. Just
All
popcorn.
the time, always popcorn.
But you can't eat. Like I could never. I would always eat too much popcorn, and then I would throw it all up.
Yeah.
I don't know
rough.
they're like, you want some butter, and you're like, is that butter for real? And they're like, no, it's made out.
Well, now you can put on your own butter, which is like seriously like the worst thing you could possibly do for your digestive system. It's just like, yeah.
Like you're no. I mean, but it's not really. It's like motor oil or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you're not bringing in like
flavor.
artisanal like Amish made butter or anything.
Yeah, when you said
no,
butter,
this is like what they feed, things when they get constipated. It just greases the whole thing.
Oh, it's terrible. I remember throwing it up and like looking in the toilet, and it would just beat up. You know what I mean? You would throw the popcorn, but then the oil would just beat up all the way around it.
Well, that also happens when it comes out the other end, but
True.
This just got weird. Matt, when was the last time you watched Independence Day?
Oh Jesus. It's probably well, I know for a fact I watched it 2 years ago on the 4th. We watched it outside on a projector screen in my backyard. We made a big deal out of it. We invited people over. But prior to that, it had been probably, 10 years plus since I had seen it. So yeah, it's been a minute.
I think when I watch that movie again, I can see why there are people who are really hoorah America, because they've watched Independence Day and then they grew up and they're like, this is fucking awesome. We like took down the aliens. Like this is why men don't cry, is because of that movie.
Oh,
I remember.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I just remember Will Smith is like, he's just such a badass, and he's playing with his buddy, and his buddy gets blown up.
Oh yeah.
And instead of when he crashes, instead of getting out and like, oh my god, I just lost all my fucking friends.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go over here and be like, yeah, what's up now? That's like, we can't cry now. We just can't. You can't take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes, Will.
Oh,
relax.
Let's talk about the fact that like millions upon billion or like billions of people died, and like the most suspenseful part of the movie is when the fucking dog barely makes it into the tunnel. Yeah. Like we were more worried about the dog. I'm like, Boomer, run!
Your neighborhood just got demolished, but your dog made it.
Right. All right, I'm gonna play.
Terrible.
I'm gonna play a little clip though. This is the Welcome to Earth moment here after he brings that other plane down. So the Reverend, whoever Harry Connick Jr. has just died, and then we get this clip coming in here.
That's right! That's right! Get off! Get off!
Get off me!
That's what you get!
I have a fun fact about this too.
You're all banged up. Who's the man? Huh? Who's the man? Wait till I get another plane. I'm letting all you friends out.
Hell yeah! I want to cry so bad right now,
but
I can't because it's 95 and I can't cry because I'll be called a fucking pussy. I lost all my friends.
All right.
There it is. Wait, hold on. Welcome to Earth. There it is. I just had to get to the welcome to Earth part. There we go. Now we're done.
This was when he's dragging the alien through the desert, and he's like talking about like how he's all pissed off, and when he says, "And what the hell is that smell?" That was not like, that was totally improvised because they're in like the salt lands and brine shrimp die, and then when the wind picks up, it like smells like decomposing shrimp.
Ew.
So they didn't like tell him about that. So like when he was like, "And what the hell is that smell?" Like that was part of the whole thing. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Really?
And just for the record, because since I didn't get asked, thanks a lot, Matt. It's probably
Mandy,
been.
wait, hold on, pause. Mandy, how long has it been since you saw Independence Day?
Less than a year, and okay. I watch it pretty much every year.
I just assumed you were going to be like, I watch it every September, just for no reason. Like it's
I watch
arbitrary date.
This was the very last movie I saw in the movie theater with my parents. Actually, it was the very last movie my parents saw in the movie theater. And I freaking loved it. I owned it on VHS and then I owned it on DVD. I actually think I've probably owned it on DVD like 3 or 4 different times.
Yikes. Okay.
But watching it with like an eye now, like, okay, I have other people that are gonna be watching this. Like it's so cheesy, and Will Smith has so many bad lines.
Terrible lines.
I mean, he has some. Oh my God, he's like the worst, and I love him so. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
he's so handsome. I love him so much, and to watch how bad of an actor, but that has to be directing and writing
I
because
imagine Lee's face right now. I imagine, Leland, this is how you looked while you were watching this movie also. But
I know, right? I'm sorry. I'm so uninteresting.
No. I went tubing today, and I watched it while I drove the tube because you didn't really have to watch the movie.
Oh, no.
You just had to listen.
Yeah.
And you've seen it, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
yeah, and
It's
there
like
is
it's
so
like a
much.
Michael Bay. You know, like it's just really it's like the dude bro of movies. You know what I
Right,
mean?
sure.
Like that movie
Yeah.
would probably date rape you or something. You know what I mean? It's like just a dude bro.
It's very
America
calculated.
movie.
It's very
I-
much.
I disagree. I think
Okay.
that there's a lot, and I'm only going to disagree because they do have a lot of different elements to it with Vivica Fox, who plays like the romance part.
Sure.
I think that Bill Pullman's character is amazing. I want him to be president. Actually, I want Jeff Goldblum to be president right now. Like, I want him to run for president. I would so vote for his ass.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
The guy who dresses up and has sex with like 19-year-old girls.
Okay, well maybe not, but he's so good looking, and his characters I just love.
I couldn't stand Bill Pullman except for his final speech. That's the only thing that mattered about his character. The rest of it, he was like a weird, like disgruntled Batman character. He was just like, I could save us all now.
That is how he is in every. I thought the same thing, but that's how he is in every movie. Remember when he was in Casper and he's like,
yeah,
hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Unless you're watching like Spaceballs or something.
And I was just gonna say, this is our fourth Bill Pullman movie now. We did Casper, A League of Their Own, Spaceballs, and then this movie now. So.
Yes.
Goddamn.
And
so, Lee, that's a question for. So if we were to give you the reins on this thing and say, which movie shaped your childhood, which would you have picked? Clearly not this movie, but if you had to say a movie that shaped your childhood, what would you pick?
One of my favorite movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my guilty pleasure movie, Bloodsport.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh my God, I want to do that movie so bad. I love that movie.
But when you watch them again, they're so
cheesy.
They're so bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
For sure.
It's a guilty pleasure, but they're terrible.
Yeah.
Or like Chuck Norris movies, I think are
So you were big into action films as a kid, then?
I liked anything, man.
Okay.
I liked anything but like dramas.
Did you like Steven Seagal movies? Because that was like my jam.
Yeah, but I love Steven Seagal like pre-hair plugs.
Sure.
Because like two of his movies, he's like pulling that ponytail back and it's way back.
Yes.
And then it I think it was Mark for Death. You're like, how did you get all that hair? It's just all nice and crispy. Screw a fist.
Oh, I love it. I love him.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, because there's a lot of fun facts for this movie. The U.S. military agreed to help with the movie. Like, they were all gung-ho until they read the script and it mentioned Area 51, and then they completely like nixed any of their support.
What?
So I know. So who knows? Like, I don't know if they did it because they didn't want to seem ridiculous, or they did it because they don't want.
Didn't they officially come out and say there is a real legit Area 51, but like years later? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like that's happened.
The year that this movie came out, they thought that they had discovered bacteria on Mars. So this was like also a really big, like alien fanatics were like, hell yeah, this is great.
There we go. Do you guys think, Mandy, we'll start with you. Are there aliens? Do aliens exist?
Oh, yeah. I mean, not that we'll ever find out, but that's...
Okay, that was my next
question. Here right now. Come on,
I was just going to say, do aliens exist? And B, are they here now? And then if they're not here now, have they ever been in the past, do you think?
For sure. Yeah.
No. You're so crazy.
My theory...
let him go, Mandy. I need to hear people's theory.
Go. I'm listening.
My favorite thing in the world is somebody's theory about anything.
My theory.
Yeah, I need this.
On, dog. There's like more livable planets than grains of sand or some shit.
Sure.
Like, there's no way that we're the only people, and they haven't been here this whole time. Have you met people, Marilyn Manson? Come on, dog.
They're probably they probably thought about coming here, and then they saw 2016 election, and they're like, Those people are not even fucking worth visiting.
Honestly, I feel like the aliens have come here before, but like they were like, oh, they're still judging people on melanin, and then just left. We're like the trailer parks of the galaxy and shit.
Right.
They're like, don't go over there.
For sure.
They'll steal your wallet.
we're the wrong side of the tracks for the universe.
They left their criminals here. And then they just
we're Australia. we're escape from LA here. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
we're the dog they didn't want.
Did you guys have a favorite character? Like, was there someone that really stuck out for you, even though you thought the movie sucks?
on some real shit, like I was like, I like the president. I'm like, okay, he can overdo it, but he seemed like a nice. Like right now with this political climate, you're like, dude.
I know.
Could you imagine if Donald Trump was really independent?
Oh my god!
I know.
They're huge. I'm out of here. I got bonus first. I'm leaving.
We'd never hear from him. He'd be in the bunker the whole time.
I know. Oh my god! I totally thought that. He's like, I'm gonna stay. I want to stay here with the people. I'm like, that motherfucker got in the bunker for no reason. Like he would just be like, peace out.
I feel like he's Obama if Obama could fly a plane.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Let's get the big speech out of the way. We got to hear from the president here.
In less than an hour, aircraft from
I cried for years every time I watched this.
Yeah.
And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
I think the music adds to it too. It just gives you a little more patriotic tinge to it.
There's a lot of little drummer boy patriotism going on. Like it's corny.
It is. Yeah, I don't think this movie quite hit me the same way it did when I was like 15 and was like, hell yeah, go get them. Like we could do something with our lives. Like,
yeah.
No.
And you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution.
But from annihilation.
But from annihilation.
Yeah.
You have this tattooed on your inner thigh the whole speech.
So do.
That's hot.
I can't even let it go. It's like another minute long.
I do think that was good. I thought that the whole thing with him and his wife was a really touching, aspect of the movie.
Sure.
And
I love about the wife that lived and just heard Vivica Fox ran into each other.
Yes, I know.
It's just so many cool, really.
Like so random.
Yeah, there's a billion people and only 17 are left alive, and 2 of them are those people. Yeah.
Well, the little girl is played by Mae Whitman, who I love. Oh, by the way, my shift person just texted me, so thanks a lot for that. Since you fuckers should have delivered 2 hours ago, and now you're trying to text me in the middle of my podcast.
This podcast is brought to you by Shipped.
Right. Mae Whitman, she's also in When a Man Loves a Woman, but she is in The Good Girls, which is a Netflix original, and it's amazing. And so it's so weird for me to see her as such a little girl.
There are a ton of these people who are in movies together in other situations that keep interweaving back and forth. Yeah.
Harvey Fierstein.
Yep.
He is in with what's her face, the girl in Mrs.
Lydia.
Doubtfire. Yes, Lisa Jacob, whatever.
Probably Jacob, but yeah.
And
here we go. Here's his voice. Hold on, just so people know who we're talking about.
David, what the hell's going to happen if you're not going to turn it on?
It was turned on. I was ignoring you. Hello. What's the...
I love Jeff Goldblum.
Could you imagine having sex with that dude, though? You like that? You like that? No, look at daddy.
Yeah. Recycle. What the hell is going on? My God in heaven.
So sue me. David, you have a problem.
Did you try to switch transponder?
Yeah. We get it. More
well, the reason I asked about favorite characters is because I love Jeff Goldblum's dad, who is played by Judd Hirsch. I love him. I love the whole time he's driving and he's like, they're cutting me off. I can't go any faster, and he's.
I think of him every time I see those the Real RX commercials. Isn't the name of the guy who runs that company's name is like Jared Hirsch or something? I always get him confused.
I don't know.
But anyhow,
I realized that there's major typecasting in Hollywood because
Yes.
Jeff Goldblum has only been a scientist forever.
For real. And he was in this and Jurassic Park, which were both humongous blockbusters.
They're like, okay, scientist Jeff Goldblum, Will Smith, the fighter. It even had Randy Quaid plays the same character for years.
Yep, that's got to be
When you get I want to see Randy Quaid in like a romance or some shit. I think that'd be sweet.
Oh, he is.
Wearing like a suit and tie.
Serious romance, really? Is he?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of it.
Like
he
50
has.
Shades of Grey was.
No, it's.
Russell K. Sir. And after Nam, I got into crop dusting, and been doing that ever since.
I'm pretty into crop dusting too.
Sir, I just like to add that,
many years of crop dusting.
ever since I was kidnapped by aliens 10 years ago, I've been dying for some payback, and I just want you to know that I won't let you down.
Nice, nailed it.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up, but he was definitely in a movie about being a dad, and it was like him and like 3 other guys were like the main characters, and they were all divorced dads. It was super good. Actually, when I looked him up, I was surprised by how many nominations he's had. Like he was in Brokeback Mountain.
Randy Quaid was in Brokeback Mountain?
He was, yeah. He was in a bunch of different, like when I was reading it, I was like, oh my gosh, he has been in a ton of movies that were nominated for awards.
All I need is Cousin Eddie. That's all I need
Right?
is Cousin Eddie. Oh.
Well, so him and his wife have been living in Canada.
Shit. Wrong button. Yep.
They were living in Canada because he felt like there was someone that was trying to kill him in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking nuts.
Yeah, he went completely insane. He's a full-blown wackaloon now.
Completely.
Tinfoil hat bullshit. Now, there's someone whose theories I'd like to hear. You know, just sit down. Imagine sitting down with Randy Quaid just in a room by yourself with a cup of fucking coffee and just see what happens with this.
Him and Nick Nolte.
There you
go.
Yes. And
just a bunch of acronyms thrown out.
And that him and Nick Nolte and now Liar Liar, what's his face? Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Also fucking
like,
Dan Aykroyd is another like
yeah.
He's like
I think
Ghost.
Jim Carrey is not as like they're fucking nuts. Jim Carrey's he's like
so,
not as nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So speaking of crazies, the boy that was in the truck that was kissing the girl, like, hey, you don't want to die a virgin, do you? Which, by the way, if I found out that the earth was ending, I would have so much sex, like with everybody that I saw. I'd just be like, whatever, let's just.
Oh, really? Because the earth is ending. You're looking at me and Matt, so.
But anyways, that boy is Andrew Keegan, who was like a huge, like for me as a kid growing up, like I had him on my wall. He was like in Teen Beat and stuff. He was in like She's All That.
Wow.
He grew up to start his own cult. It's called The Circle, like the Final Circle or something like that.
Wow. You were an early indoctrinator. He could have had you right off the bat.
I still would join this cult
there you
because he is still beautiful. It's called Full Circle. Yes, he got beat up by a gang during the Japan tsunami, and for some reason he felt like this made him so that he could start his own religion. It's very weird.
What would you do, man, if the world was gonna end right now? If you could just do some shit. What would you do?
Oh goodness, I don't know. Probably nothing.
I would kill Trump.
Yeah, just like the idea of not having any more responsibilities. Like, no one's going to be expecting me to show up to work tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to be like, whatever. I'd probably just relax for a bit and just kind of ride it out and see what happens. Maybe look for an underpass to bust a door down, I guess, and try to hide with my kid and dog. I don't know.
What about you, Leland?
That worked for Vivica A. Fox. So
would you guys run? Like, I just don't know if I would be like, okay, I'm just not gonna run. Like, if I was in New York City, that just seemed like too much work.
So would you go up to the roof with a sign and try to welcome them home?
No.
That's some. You notice I ain't seen no black people up there. That's some definitely white people shit.
Speaking of white people shit,
there was no Hispanics up there. It was white people like, oh my god, the fucking aliens are here, bro.
Right.
I hope he brings back Elvis. Yeah.
Why did they have Harry Connick Jr. do the Reverend speech? Like, that's absolutely could have just been any random black pilot that it should have. Like, it was. Listen to him talking here.
Why we're on this particular mission?
He's doing an impression of an African American pastor.
The Black Knights will emerge.
That was like, but that was like when Harry Connick was like the guy. You know what I mean? Harry Connick was like he was almost like the like me. He was like me. He was like the person a girl would bring over to their house before they started dating black guys. You know what I'm saying?
He's the go-between.
He's like just to ease everybody into it. He was there to ease everybody into the transition.
Right, like he's from Louisiana, so it's close
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
Like,
it's cool. It's Harry Connick. He can play the piano. We fuck with him.
I mean, he was born in New Orleans,
There you
so
go.
he's probably got, you know, and he's a jazz guy, so he's probably got some roots there. But yeah, I don't know. He's
terrible.
just amazing.
He's a terrible fucking actor.
And he also
Well, he was there, but I do like him in like Hope Floats. He was a really good serial killer in Copycat. I thought he was good in that movie.
Yeah.
I
Sigourney
do
Weaver.
remember that movie. That
he also he stripper shames here at the end of this clip too.
For real.
You need to like kiss some serious booty to get ahead in this world, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. See, I like the one knee approach because it puts the booty like right in front of the lip. What's this?
Oh, that fucking ring is one of the most hideous things I've ever seen.
Yeah. I was
the
like,
dolphin.
Who sold that ring off their grandma?
Jeweler said that after this movie, like there were requests for dolphin themed jewelry like through the roof.
Really?
So
here we go. Wait for
Man,
it.
you know I really like Jasmine.
Her name's Jasmine too, by the way. Stripper Jasmine.
And you're never gonna get to fly the space shuttle if you marry a stripper.
Oh,
he's not wrong.
Sad.
They probably wouldn't let
He's
you do
not
that.
wrong. Uh-oh.
I totally wish she was a real stripper because I am there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when she
so
walks, like her booty shape, I was just like, oh my gosh, like holy
It's
cow.
super sexy.
Yeah, and he calls her chicken legs, and I like specifically looked to see if she had chicken legs. She did not. She had very nice legs.
Your scale of
you know what Harry
10.
Connick Jr. reminds me of is like, you ever see the movie Honey with
with Mariah
what's her
Carey?
face?
Ben
No,
Affleck?
no.
Is that no?
No,
Oh
Honey.
no,
Jessica Alba.
Yeah. So they take like people that aren't street or whatever, that don't have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
And then they're like, okay, we need you to speak like somebody from an urban neighborhood. And then, you know what I mean? And it's not natural. You know what I mean? Like the Beatles pulled off speaking English better. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. No, my daughter is like so into watching the Cheetah Girls on Disney Channel. And they're always like, girl. And I'm like, okay, there's literally like 2 black girls. And then the other girls are like, girl. You know, and I'm just like, you guys are killing me right now.
Well, it's like they wanted to have him be a black guy, but they couldn't. Like Hollywood wouldn't allow them to have 2 leading male.
Exactly. They were like, it's like The Walking Dead. They're like, we got 2. Someone's got to get killed.
Yeah. You already got Will Smith. You can't have another.
Yeah. That's just.
The original character for that was Matthew Perry, by the way, and he bowed out early, and so Harry Connick Jr. got the part. Yep. So
I think
they didn't offer him enough cocaine.
How would Matthew Perry do it though? He got it from Beverly Hills.
Could we be any more dead? I don't know what he's.
Yeah. So, yeah. Right. Like Chandler.
All right.
Could you be? Yeah. Aliens. Oh my gosh, that was a horrible Chandler impression. So I just want to talk about the filming of this movie a little bit, just because it was like unheard of, the amount of like models and things that they used. They did very little CGI.
It was all scale, little tiny scale models of shit.
Yes. So it holds the record for most miniature models in that would appear in a film.
Okay. And
they estimated that there were more miniature models in this film than any other 2 movies combined, and because right after this they kind of moved to like digital stuff, that this will probably maintain that. Oh sure. You know, forever, because nobody is going to use
why would you
models.
Fucking waste your time to make a bunch of little tiny White Houses again? Yeah.
I thought this was interesting. How many days do you think it took them to shoot this movie?
Ooh.
Just like random. Okay.
Like straight shooting it, or like building all the models and shit?
How often was? How long did it take to shoot the movie?
A year and a half.
Yeah, I would say like a long shoot's like 6 months, so it's probably more than that then if they're making.
They shot this whole movie in 72 days.
What?
Yes.
And it shows.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, it's. I mean, how many retakes do you need though? Of like just pew pew.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, let's just,
right.
All right, let's shoot it again. Yeah.
The spaceship that was in Area 51 was real. It was 65 feet long, so it was like real scale model of the spaceship. I mean, I don't know if that's.
Speaking of Area 51, we get some sweet ass data
Yes.
Moments here.
Love him.
The guy, what's his name in real life?
I will tell you.
The guy who played Data.
I
Here's a clip
just
while you're
remember him
looking.
as Data.
As you can see from the repairs, we've been trying to put her back together since the late 1960s.
Brent
Don't tell me you've had this for 40
Brent
years
Spiner,
and you
okay.
don't know anything about it.
It's like they were trying to be like, you need to be smart, but also like approachable. So try to be.
Well, the fan fiction behind this, or like the theory behind it, is that he was recruited back in the 60s, and then they never let him out of Area 51.
All right.
These guys started showing up. All the little gizmos inside turned on.
It reminds me like
always was like a recovering meth addict. You know what I'm saying? Like a scientist could never just be a put together guy. He's just always like, I'm fucking lost.
Yeah.
In every movie though. Like,
he looks like the crypt keeper.
Yeah, like this dude hasn't seen the light of day and his hair looks dry.
Yeah, leave it to the barber to critique that's what we should do, is just have you critique everyone's hairstyle in this movie.
I thought I did check it out though. I was like, ooh, Will Smith got waves. That's pretty straight. I could get him crispy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But Bill Pullman, everyone else had the, presidential cut.
90s, yeah, 90s white guy hair and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
it's
funny.
just the color.
Here we go, man. This is it.
Oh yeah,
right.
90s white guy hair. Good job.
Oh, dude, I haven't gotten in since pre-COVID, so I got some straightening up to do, man.
My hair is so long, I can tie it into a knot without a hair tie. Like, this is just me tying my hair into a knot. I need to have my hair cut so bad.
I'll cut it.
Anyway,
I was gonna say, there's your guy right there.
I would love that. I want to donate it, and it's long enough to donate. I just don't know how much of the ends is super
How long
good.
is it?
So, it's like down to like the lower middle of my back.
Oh,
so,
really? Yeah, donate.
Yeah.
I think it's gotta be 10 inches. I think.
Yeah, I think so. It's gotta be. It's gotta be at least 10. You know.
That sounds terrible. That sounds like a bad afternoon.
I know, right? That doesn't even sound comfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a lot of warming up.
All right, guys. We're about to get to our first break here. So before we get to the break,
I'm empty, so I need to go get more.
There you go. Right, and you got to fuck with your shipped order, don't you? I don't know where that. I don't even know what that.
Yeah,
happens.
I gotta
They
text
just drop
them and
it
be
off
like,
on the door.
Yeah, but they're supposed to ask me if I have if they have any substitutions, because why would they substitute me a 2-pound bag of shelled sunflower seeds when I asked for sunflower seeds in the shell, fuckers? Now I have a giant bag of sunflower seeds out of the shell that I'm like, I'm gonna have to eat 1,000 salads in order to get this gone.
I'll buy those off you. I love sunflower seeds.
I should have put them on Facebook Marketplace.
I'm gonna buy them. How much you pay for them?
I have no idea. You can just have them.
There you go.
You want me to come pick them up? Hey.
Yeah, sure.
The world's ending, by the way.
It has to be at least, it has to be at least 10 inches. So we already talked about that. So.
All right.
I'll bring them. It's not mine, but I'll bring them.
Yeah, right. You and a friend.
Together we equal at least 10 inches. Yeah. That is fucking awesome.
I mean, you can buy dicks. That's not a problem.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Before we get to the end of this and it cuts us off, there is an activity that we do with all of our guests at the end of the first half of the show. And it has a theme song that goes with it. And this theme song was provided by Mr. Bob Fredericks. So give this a listen. Then we'll explain what you're supposed to do after this.
Okay.
Chop this synopsis. Chop this synopsis.
It was recorded in his car.
Chop this synopsis.
All right. It is time for us to play Chop This Synopsis. And for this game, what we do is we ask you, the guest, Leland, please take this movie, Independence Day, and chop it down. We need you to bring it down to 10 words or less. So describe the film in 10 words or less. You'll have the break to figure it out, so we don't need it from you right now. But when we come back, we'll get your 10-word or less synopsis of Independence Day. And otherwise, we will be right back after these messages.
Jamie, I need you to keep the dogs quiet. I'm recording a commercial for the Elemental podcast. So can you keep them quiet during this recording of my commercial for the Elemental podcast? I mean, I know the dogs bark a whole lot, when we actually record the podcast on Mondays and Thursdays and during the Patreon on Saturdays. But during the commercial, we need the recording to be dog bark free. Can you do that for me, Jamie? Can you keep the dogs quiet during the recording of this commercial for the Elemental podcast that people can listen to every Monday and Thursday and the Patreon on Saturday? Can you do that for me, Jamie? Thanks, Jamie. I appreciate it.
And we're back. All right. Oh, wait. I forgot. I usually play the theme song to come back in. It's been, I don't know. I'm bad at this. Here we go.
Chop this synopsis.
Bob Fredericks.
Chop this synopsis.
Greatest of all time.
Chop this synopsis.
And we're back. All right. It is time for the rousing conclusion of Chop This.
So arousing.
Yeah. So, Leland, if you could please regale us with your 10-word or less synopsis of Independence Day.
America, pew pews, aliens, Randy Quaid dies, Goldblum plays scientist. Shocking.
There you go. I'd click on it if I saw that synopsis on Netflix.
You had me at Goldblum or Randy Quaid dies.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert, guys.
Yeah, right.
Is pew pew one word or
I think
two words?
we'll just hyphenate it. It'll be all right.
It's one word. Okay, good.
Yeah.
It would have been 11 if it were 2 words.
There you go. It just depends. It depends on how fast you pew pew, I guess.
So one of the things that really bothered me in this, not bothered me in this movie, but made me think, and I found out what it was.
Yeah.
So when they're like Fox 1, Fox 2, when they're shooting their missiles, like I was trying to think like I was like, what is that? Like, because the guy says Fox 2 twice, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I thought it meant like I'm shooting like this missile or this missile.
Sure. Yeah.
So Fox 1 means semi-active radar-guided missile. Fox 2 is an infrared-guided heat-seeking missile.
And Fox News is pure trash. Hey!
And Fox 3 is an radar like an active radar-guided missile or whatever.
Okay.
So, like, for people that are watching, like, whenever you see that, there is
the one
a
thing that tripped them up in the movie. They were like, I just don't get this.
I didn't get it. And I was just like, I don't understand. Like, I thought, okay, they have 4 missiles. So, like, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. But no, because one guy said it 2 twice. And I was like, what the fuck do these mean? So I had to look it up. You're welcome.
Thought you found a continuity error?
No. Oh, yeah. Because there's none of those in this. There's none of those in this movie.
For sure.
It's a really smooth movie.
I know it's tough to pinpoint it, Leland, but do you have a worst part of this movie? Like what's your like?
No, I don't want to say I'm shitting on this movie. Like I get it, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know what the movie is to me? It's like when I was listening to old Eminem albums, right?
Okay.
And I would hear Eminem say faggot.
Yep.
Right. When I was 13, I was just singing along, right?
Right.
But now when I hear it, I'm like, oh,
sure.
Wow. So that's how I feel. Like at 13, I was watching the movie, like, yeah, fucking aliens, bro. And now I'm like, ew. This is not real at all. It's so overly done.
Yeah.
I love how you're like, this is not real at all, like as if we know what it would really be like, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not even talking about like the what could happen, right? I get that. I'm just talking about the way that people are portrayed in the movie and the way that things happen. Like, if you blow up a city, your girlfriend's dead.
Yeah. There's no going back. You're done.
She doesn't make it. If the president's wife is in the chopper and it blows up, the bitch is gone.
And she did
She
die.
doesn't make it.
I was so sad.
A really shitty. Like, what was she die of? They got her there. She was
internal bleeding. Like, come on, dude.
They were like,
figure it
I
out.
don't know. She doesn't look too good. And then they had like a little like, you're gonna be fine. No, I'm not. Like, it was just so. It was like it was so. It was corny.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Corny as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
why lie to her at that point? I just don't get it. I don't know.
When he's when he like wakes up and he's sleeping next to his daughter and he walks out and he's got the paper and stuff and he's so like calm, and I'm just like, oh, I wish that this was our president right now. Like, I don't know. I would have. I do.
It's probably pretty similar. He's probably got a young kid in his bed next to him, and instead of
he's pissing on.
Reason. Instead of getting up calm, he just stands up off of the toilet and puts his phone down, and then he goes about his day.
And then he has her spank him with a magazine. And
Can you imagine if the aliens came and Trump had Twitter. It's fucking terrible.
That's probably the reason they won't come here. They're like, no.
Right.
They don't fuck.
But I do think that the guy that plays Nimziki or whatever, Albert Nimziki, his James Rebhorn is his name. He's the giant douchebag that wants to like nuke everybody.
Yeah,
he's
in.
But he plays. That's him in every movie.
I know.
He was in My Cousin Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
He was the doctor or the scientist guy that they tried to get to prove that it was Ralph Macchio.
Yes.
Fuck that guy.
And he played such an amazing piece of shit. Like you just really hated that fucker. So
for sure.
Yeah. By the way, rips to him. He's super dead. He died 6 years ago.
Boo. We also got some Robert Loggia was in this.
Yes, and he's been in a couple of our movies.
Yeah, he was in Big. The main general guy, the
General Gray, the guy that's like, like he's likable, you know.
Character.
He's like,
same character.
Yeah, but he was the boss in Big at the toy company.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy.
He's also the grandfather in the Over the Top movie with Sylvester Stallone, which I love that movie.
Yes, I love Over the Top.
See, I think you and I would have
get stronger.
Yeah, the world meets no one halfway.
Yeah. You got when's your podcast going to come out? You too? Because I'm like, fuck that movie. This sucks.
I know. Like, I think that we should start like an action movie podcast
movies. There you go.
Because you were not into all that.
No, but I'll watch them. No, but I'll watch them though if they make me do it, man. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, you're gonna have to because Bloodsport and Over the Top are coming.
Right, and we got what's coming down the pike there. Swayze Roadhouse is coming here pretty soon.
Oh hell yes!
Oh, Roadhouse is my favorite.
I know every single word.
I watched it. That's the movie that I have watched over and over.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna tell you, the time when I was 12 and we didn't have the internet because you couldn't just like watch porn or you'd have to wait to cinema, which is another thing. Like everyone is all about this love movie in that 365 or whatever on Netflix.
Yeah,
I'm like, bitch, I used to. That's Skinamax. That's all that is.
For sure.
Emmanuel. Like I'd have to stay up
Emmanuel.
Like 12. Yeah. You would just stay up and like have the next channel on like a cartoon or some other shit.
Yes. So you could hit the return. Yeah.
You hit the return by like, well, I don't even know. I wasn't even watching it, Dad. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's like a Taxi Cab Confessions. Like I used to watch that on Cinemax.
I watched so many of those like shitty like Skinamax movies, but on like mute. I couldn't hear shit that was happening in the movie, and it was just like, and I think that was where my affinity for like closed captioning came from.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, that was my affinity for mimes. Like I started to really mastribate to mimes because they were just
so
silent.
Hot. So hot.
Yeah, your black and white shirts really getting to me.
So
stripy.
Roadhouse.
Oh
no, Roadhouse. We watched it. I watched it a lot as a kid, and I've said this before on the podcast, but like I remember like walking up to my mom and asking her what a cocksucker was, and like I followed her around the house just saying,
"It's me."
I was just like, I'm like cocksucker. Anyway, yeah. So she was like, "Oh."
My favorite part in that movie was because I was really, really attracted to the blonde that was really smart. I don't even like blondes, but like she was hot. She was smart.
The doctor.
Yes, and then they did it in the thing, and if you pause it just at the right spot, this is because this is 12-year-old me, you could see the down there.
The down there, yeah.
And when he has her up against like the brick wall or like the rock wall or whatever, it's good stuff.
You know what?
That was Porky's for
me. Does anyone in any movie, has there ever been like any sex scene in some type of action movie? No foreplay. Straight in.
Just doing it.
Yeah.
Just in.
Yeah.
In there. Like,
we don't have time for this shit. The world is ending.
The heroes are so hot that she was just wet from the second she gave him stitches. She was wet like the whole time.
I'm sure she had an orgasm.
While she, right.
Because that always works, just straight in there.
I'm
a hero. I don't have to do foreplay, bro. I fucking saved the planet. Yeah.
If anyone could do it, it's Swayze, though. I mean, to be honest.
True story. He has those dancing hips.
Sam Elliott in that movie.
Oh yes.
He was so handsome.
I know.
Just the mustache.
And he keeps like running his hands through his hair. Oh, he's so hot.
Yeah. He has such a great head of hair for such an old man.
Oh, read me a bedtime story, Sam Elliott. All right. We should probably talk about box office.
Yeah, all right. We got to do the old box office. That, of course, also has a theme song provided by previous guest, Mr. Stu McAllister. Here we go. Box office theme song. That's it. Just box office theme song. Here we go.
All right. Okay, so how much do you think the budget was to make this movie back in 1996?
I'm going to say 120 million.
Okay.
I will stick with the 100 million mark.
Okay. It was 75 million.
Okay. All right.
So, and it probably because
I
it
don't
was
know any
before
of these
CGI.
numbers either, Lee, by the way. Mandy does all the research. Mandy does all the research. I don't know any of the answers to these. Hey.
Excuse me. All right.
We got a second guess.
Oh, hi, sweetie. She's like, hey.
Yeah, she can't hear you, but she's there.
My daughter wishes she could be here.
Okay. Oh.
She okay?
She's fine.
Okay. She's adorable, by the way. Oh yeah, me too. I get it. All right. So, how much do you think the movie made worldwide gross up until about this date?
350 million.
All right. I'm gonna go. God, it's spawned at least one sequel, like decades later, right? I mean, didn't it?
Yeah, 20 years later.
Yeah. So it had to have made enough to matter for that. I'm gonna say at least 400.
$817 million.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
all of them together, just that one.
Just that one.
No,
right?
just that one. Yeah.
Jesus
And then it broke records for the fastest to make $100 million. It made it in 7 days. The fastest to make $200 million, which it made in 20 days. And that was previously held by Jurassic Park, which also had Jeff Goldblum, my man.
What was he doing? Wasn't he playing the scientist in that?
He was.
Yeah.
That was sarcasm.
Right. Okay, just so you know, he's in my
Wasn't he
all-time
in The
favorite.
Fly? Wasn't he in The Fly
Yes.
too?
He was also a scientist in The Fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Earth
He
girls
was-
are
Like
easy.
Jeff-
I don't know.
Jeff Goldblum is the Hector, that Mexican dude that always plays Hector.
Yes. You're so right. But okay, I do have to say, and it's probably a movie we'll never put on this podcast because it was later and nobody's ever seen it. But Jeff Goldblum is in my favorite movie of all time. It's called Igby Goes Down.
I have seen that movie. Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much.
It's got
it
one of
has
the
so many.
one of the Culkin brothers, right?
Yes, Kieran Culkin.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's got Ryan Phillippe, Claire Danes, Susan Sarandon. It's got tons of people in it. And Jeff Goldblum plays like a businessman who is having an affair with Amanda Peet. And there's a scene where he's like he's in like tighty whities and he's got his like pants around his ankles. And like I always think that scene
slower.
is I just I just think that scene is so sexy. But the funny thing is like I've seen it multiple times with like the commentary.
Yeah.
And like he would try to hold conversations with the kids that were like in the movie while he had his pants down, and he'd be like, "Hey, come here, I want to show you this part in this book I'm reading." And he was literally like didn't have any pants on. So yeah.
So he was always a creep then, is that what?
Totes. Yeah, he was totes
sure,
creepy.
for sure.
I don't care. I would still hit that.
There you go.
And most of the dialogue between him and his dad and Will Smith, like whenever they were together, was improvised, which you can kind of
seems
tell.
impossible because how would you know when he's done talking? Because he's like.
Well,
yeah. I guess when he stops making noise, you can talk now. Is that how that?
I guess.
He's the
Like when David Duchovny plays him on Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live, and he's pushing the button, and he's just like he's like all excited about just the fact that he pushed the button, never actually answers the question.
Right, no words, no need.
Good stuff.
All right, is that so? That's good for budgets. Do we want to jump straight into
Ages?
Yeah, there you go. We can do that. We don't have a theme song for this. This one's just called "How Old Are You?"
All right.
How old are you?
Oh, there used to be like a whole bunch of songs.
I'll pull that. We'll use it.
No, it's so horrible. Okay. Just like starting off with the main, how old do you think Will Smith was when he was in this movie?
25.
Okay. Matt?
I'm going to go with, this was like fresh off of Fresh Prince, probably somewhere in that area. I'm going to go 30.
He was 28.
Okay.
And we usually do like plus or minus a year because depending on when their birthdays fall.
Yeah.
Yep, he was 28. How old do you think Bill Pullman was? Which, by the way, I had to look because I was worried he was dead. He's not dead.
Nice. Yeah, it's
I
Paxton. Paxton's
It was.
dead, right?
I know. We're gonna do Twister soon, so
it's the Pullman Paxton debacle there. Yeah.
Either one is devastating. So
yeah, for sure.
How old do you think Bill Pullman was, Lee?
39.
I'm gonna go with 45.
43.
Okay.
Damn it.
There you go.
All right, you guys. It's funny.
You got me for
Leland
Price is
always,
Right.
Leland always goes below, and you're always high. Okay,
Yeah,
Jeff, my
been here
man,
before.
Jeff Goldblum. How old was Jeff Goldblum in this?
43.
Ooh, I'm gonna say 40.
44. Leland gets that one.
There you go. There you go.
So, okay, this is kind of crazy to me. So Jeff Goldblum was 44. How old do you think Judd Hirsch was, who played his father?
Right. Oh, it must be close because otherwise it wouldn't be fun for you.
59.
I'll say 55.
He was 61.
Oh,
But
okay.
still,
Yeah, right.
I mean, like that's and they made him look old as fuck. I was like,
my daughter, I'm 42. My daughter is 24.
Yeah.
yeah,
So it would be like that.
Yeah.
44 and 61.
yeah, 44 and 61. Yeah, yep. Well, yeah, you would. Well, anyways,
So it's not that far off as far as you thought.
Yeah,
Mike.
it's not weird to me. He
Yeah.
just didn't like to pull out in high school. That's
There you go.
right, exactly. Yeah, that's basically what it is. 17 years, I
You know,
guess.
like, why did he play like the stereotypical Jew guy though too?
Oh my God, it was so great.
They
Playing
were just
chess
putting everyone
together.
in this little compartmentalized box of like,
Yep.
he's Jewish, Will Smith's black, this guy's a white alcoholic white trash guy.
Right, and it's a very
All the
formulaic movie. It's like very much like we
Yeah.
need all of these pieces and parts to fit together. Something
That's why
for
I smoke a
everyone.
lot.
Yeah.
It does
People
have
are
something
like,
for everyone.
I identify with that. Black people are loud. The Jews, they just talk on their ass.
And then the powerful white lady gets to be like the press secretary or
Yeah.
the dead president's wife or whatever. Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
And then
but
the
see,
president looks like Kennedy. He's got like that Kennedy
There you
quality.
go.
Yes.
young fiery guy trying to
I just wish
shake
they would
up.
remake that with like a Donald Trump character. That'd be so awesome.
No. They did. It's called Space Force. It's on Netflix. And the last one, Harry Connick Jr. How old do you think Harry Connick Jr. was in this?
35.
Timeless. What'd you say?
35.
Yeah. I just said timeless. I don't
No, I think he's younger. I'm going to go 31.
Okay.
27.
29.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
And he is this movie was really filled with just beautiful
Just
people.
Dreamboats.
Yes.
Dreamboats and aliens.
Yes. I mean, going like different ages, different races, like they were all just beautiful. And
yeah.
And I do love that Jeff Goldblum and his ex-wife like have like a reconnect. I thought that was very sweet.
We didn't talk about Trey from the Fresh Prince.
No, he was Nikki.
Oh yeah, wasn't somebody named Trey? It was either Family Matters or Fresh Prince or something. It's one of the shows where they brought in the little kid to make everything like
Nikki was like the oops baby of Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv. Nikki is Ross Bagley, who is
that's when you know sitcom is dying is when there's a baby that's born.
Yep, just they throw a baby in the mix. Someone's cousin shows up for no reason. Yeah,
there's a baby. We have a baby this season. You know what I mean? Like the Bill Cosby show. You know what I'm saying? They just
Who was your favorite? Who was your favorite Aunt Viv?
Oh,
first one or second one?
Oh, okay. So the story, I mean, I don't know. I was used to. I like the first one, but then I started reading about her, and they said she was such a fucking bitch.
Yeah,
like nobody liked her. So then I just liked. I don't know why they had to. I always get upset when they start lightening up people.
Yeah.
To appease other people. Like she was a strong black character, but then I was like, damn, when did this lighter black character come in? But it's whatever.
See,
I get it.
I don't think that the second Aunt Viv was lighter. I actually feel like she was darker. Like as far as her skin color, and she was the first Aunt Viv was lighter. I think.
Are you? Come on now.
Actually, maybe we should put a poll up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna distance myself from that poll.
I also feel like the second Aunt Viv was more like, because for me, like when I think of like true powerful beauty, like I think of like a black woman with like very like solid features, and like Aunt Viv, like especially when she does like the dancing. Remember?
That was the first Aunt. Yeah, that was the first Aunt Viv.
The dancer Aunt Viv.
Dancer Aunt Viv was the second one, Aunt Viv.
No, that was the first Aunt Viv.
I gotta look this up, guys.
It's not. The first Aunt Viv was the one with the really curly hair. She was only in for one season.
That's it. No, that was the second Aunt Viv.
No, I'm so.
Are you positive?
I am positive. Trust me, I know every.
Okay, here we go. First Aunt Viv. The original Aunt Viv was, in my opinion, was the darker skinned woman.
Yeah.
No.
It was
the
one
dancer. We're saying the right thing.
No.
She was the leotard wearing dancer lady.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, well, I totally loved her. I loved her more, for sure.
Yeah, I think everyone loves original Aunt Viv more. I don't know.
Okay, well, I was mistaken then, because I was pretty sure that the first Aunt Viv was the one with the really super curly hair.
Let's find out.
No, that was the second, yeah.
Okay, who was...
This is awesome. Sorry, everybody, for the suspense.
Has nothing to do with what we're originally talking about.
We've had this conversation multiple times, so I'm glad we're clearing this up.
The original Aunt Viv from the first season, 1990, until it ended, until the end of the third season, 93, was a woman named Janet Hubert, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, who was the second? Who was... Sorry, guys. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Second Aunt Viv. Here we go. The second. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Why did they replace Aunt Viv? After 3 seasons, during which time Hubbard was indisputably phenomenal on the show. Holy cow! Someone's taking some liberties in this. It was like it was a disagreement for pay. I think was the issue or some shit. I don't know. Whatever. Anyhow. Yeah, so Mandy, you were wrong, and
I'm sorry.
The first Aunt Viv was the best one.
I think we all agree that the first Aunt. Okay, I liked the first Aunt Viv, but I thought she was the second Aunt Viv. I guess.
All right, now that that's over with.
All right, my bad.
We did it.
I'm glad we had this conversation because I was apparently claiming I liked the second Aunt Viv better.
All right, man. Let's so that's the end of that, right? As far as the age.
So
goes?
yes, so Trey is Nicky from Fresh Prince, which is fun because he got to play, with Will Smith.
His name. Trey is not the right kid. I got to find out who the hell Trey was on.
Well, is Trey his name in the movie?
No.
All right. Well, whatever. The kid's name is Ross Bagley. Oh, Dylan. He played Dylan.
Yeah.
And he was.
There was
Nicky
a kid
on
a
Prince.
sitcom back in the 90s who had like the same 3 initials, and rather than call him what his name was, they called him Trey because that was his. He had the same 3 initials. Anyhow. I don't know.
Also, last fun fact: when they put the lights on the helicopter for the welcome wagon, what they call, 150 people in California called in a UFO sighting.
Nice. It worked.
So I thought that was fun.
All right, so this next game is called What's That Sound? And it, of course, also has a theme song. So here we go.
I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound?
Do you hear what I hear?
What's that sound?
Do you hear what I hear?
What's that sound?
All right, it's time for us to play What's That Sound? So what I've done here is taken some sounds from the movie that neither you or Mandy have heard yet. Okay, so it's just a sound happening in the movie, and what I need from you is to tell me what's happening on screen.
It's gonna be pew pew pew
during this sound. Okay, so it helps. I see you've got headphones, so that's gonna help.
Yeah,
a lot.
I turned mine up. If you're able to turn yours up.
But all right, here we go. So the first sound, it goes like this.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was the first sound. If you need to play it again, let me know.
Oh, I know. That was when he shot the Coke can.
Hell yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yes. And
Coke
by the
can.
way, I'm so glad we brought this up because that's Adam Baldwin, no relation to the Baldwin brothers.
Okay.
My inner nerd's about to come out because he was in Firefly and Serenity, which are two fucking, like, one's a movie, one's a show. They're phenomenal. He was also in Chuck. And I love him. I absolutely love him.
Hold up. Is Chuck the one where he was like the bodyguard? Or no?
Yeah, Adam Baldwin was Chuck's, like, he was his handler. Chuck, yeah, he was the guy that worked at like the Buy More, and he like downloaded all of the intel from the United States in his head, so then they had to like protect him. It's Zachary Levi plays Chuck.
Oh no,
anyways,
that's not what I'm talking about.
No. Yeah, it was like that generic Best Buy.
Well,
yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah, it was the Buy More.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, he's amazing, and he's so sexy, and I love him. So I'm super glad we got a chance.
Kind of didn't think you were going to get that sound, so nice job. There's that one. All right, here is sound number 2. Okay, I'll play it again if you need it. All right, I'm going to play it again. Okay. Talk it out. What are you hearing?
Is that when when he threw the alien on the thing?
No.
No.
You want to take another swing at it, or Randy, you got it?
I know what it is, I think.
Okay. What is it?
Is it when he falls, when he's parachuting and he lands? And
that is the sound of him hitting the ground. Listen to that again. This is the sound of a person that they play while he hits the ground after parachuting. Ugh.
It looked like it hurt really bad.
It sounds like he had 9 legs and all of them broke, is what it sounds
Yeah.
like. Jesus. Like the gaffer, like the Foley artist just took like a bucket of chicken and just like cracked it in half onto the microphone. Jesus.
Yeah,
all right.
terrible.
So that's sound number 2. Nice job, Mandy. We got one more. This is the one I doubt you're going to get. So if somebody gets this, I'll be pretty impressed. Here we go. It was a mess. There's a lot of noise happening.
What the shit?
Yeah, there's a very specific thing that happens maybe like 3 or 4 times in this clip over and over again. And that's what I'm trying to get you to tell me what's happening on screen. So clearly there's chaos is happening, but there's something on screen happening here.
Fuck up and play it.
Swing for the fences. Any guesses?
The only thing I can think about is when he was choking that guy out. The alien was choking that guy.
No, I almost pulled that one, but nope.
Are they docking and like you can hear the alien like moving around in the spaceship?
No. I'm gonna do it one more time.
Yeah, play it again. Oh my God, I have no fucking clue.
No clue? All right. Rather than let this, normally what we would do is if we had a sound that I thought people could get, we'd let it go to the audience and then let them send in an email or a message and tell me what it was. Rather than doing that this time, I'm just going to tell you guys what it was since we talked about it quite a bit. It's when Vivica A. Fox is trying to knock that door down in the tunnel and she just keeps mashing into the door. Like she keeps.
It doesn't sound anything like that.
Yeah, it's her hitting the door over and over again before Boomer, jumps in with her. But
yeah, it does not sound like that.
Here it is one more time.
Okay, it sounds different now than it did the first 2 times you played it in my ears.
Yeah.
Is she kicking the door?
Yeah, it's her. She's like body slamming the door with the kid in her arms, over and over again.
Really?
It just sounds like
it.
It sounds like Vivica A. Fox like violently having sex with an alien is what it sounds
no,
like.
No, it sounds like somebody underwater is what it sounded like.
There you go. All right.
It sounds like COVID.
that's
like a lot of weed.
Yeah, it's the last noise you make before it all ends.
Yeah.
Yuck. All right. Well, rest in peace to that person. And that's the end of What's That Sound? So I guess that's pretty much it.
We're
Final
done.
thoughts? What do we got? Lee, would you watch this movie again?
in 20 years.
There you go. There you go.
I'm not gonna watch this movie It's too hoorah America
Sure.
shit for me. Like it's too fucking funny.
For right now, especially, like there's not a lot of like I bought my daughter a flag to hang off of our boat on 4th of July, like when she was 2. She's 5 now, and she still thinks that red, white, and blue are like my favorite colors. So she's always like, "Mommy, look, it's your favorite colors." I'm always like telling people that are like, I'm like, "No, I promise, like I'm really not like into this." Like
It's a little too much for me.
So do you have any movies that are tradition watches for you? Like you watch every Christmas or you watch every Halloween or anything like that? Is there a movie that comes back every year for you?
I mean, no, I do try to catch a Die Hard every Christmas.
There you go.
That's about it.
All right.
But that are National Lampoons, but I don't really sit down and watch.
Well, apparently he watches Roadhouse whenever he feels like
if I want to rub one out to like the 12-year-old me, I'll put Roadhouse in.
And that one frame, just freeze frame it and blow it up.
Yeah, freeze frame it and go old school on them. Raw dog.
Someone's down there. It's her down there.
Yeah, it's her down. You can see the down there if you.
I wonder if it was was it that actress's down there, or did they cut out and have a body double? Do you think? I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
It was. Her.
I mean, I just like it because like there was hair. Like
sure, yeah.
Go back to the 87 or 88. Like
well, you just need to get yourself a VHS copy of Porky's, man. You just
that's
filled with Bush. The whole
so much Bush.
Yeah. That's a lot of Bush.
Mandy, you gonna watch this movie again?
I'll watch it again next year. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Yeah, I won't. I'm done.
It doesn't invoke the same emotions. Like for years, I would cry during like the speech or when his wife died. This year, I felt very little just because of the climate of everything. I was just like, "Fuck America, we suck so bad right now."
Yeah.
Kind of eats at you a little bit.
I mean, I do have.
It's too hoorah. It's too hoorah.
Sure. I do have a couple of clips that we haven't played yet. I'm gonna just play this one real quick, just because it's here and ridiculous.
Hold me from the ground. Hey, pay attention.
Something you want to add to this briefing, Captain Hiller?
No, sir. I'm just a little anxious to get up there and whoop E.T.'s ass. That's all.
So this.
Wait, hold on, because
You'll all get your chance.
This was taken from.
Dismissed.
Top Gun, right?
Kick the tires and light the fires.
Big. Oh, okay.
Doesn't he say that in Top Gun? Doesn't he say
I don't think so.
Light the fires? Or am I just pulling it from this movie? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. But Ethan Hawke read the script to see if this was a movie that he wanted to do, and he was going to be Miller, who Will Smith played. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I boring you? Did you just yawn?
No, yeah. Well, I went tubing today, and I was in the sunset.
I'm just messing with you.
No.
Ethan Hawke actually threw the script out of the window of a moving car when he read that line. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm not going to be in this movie because that line is so stupid." So yeah,
it's smart, but he missed out on some money.
Yeah, he did.
He did. But I love Ethan Hawke, and he has done so many good movies since then. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is not a good movie.
All right. Leland Pratt, what do you have for plugs? What's coming up? What do you want people to know about? What's going on in your life?
Man, this is shit. It's COVID. You can't do anything.
I hear
There's nothing happening. I usually have some type of charity thing for the kids going on through the barbershop, but I can't do shit right now, man. I'm just cutting hair and staying out of people's
so
faces.
you do you do yearly around Christmas time. You do a charity thing for the kids.
I usually try to do. Yeah, I do 3 or 4. Actually, I take a lot of kids to movies and stuff like that, which is I love. And I mean we'll do VR or horseback riding. We do a whole bunch of shit. But it's just this year we haven't been able to. I don't think it's going to happen for a while.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Are you back up and running as far as the barbershop goes?
Yeah, man. We were open on the 15th of June.
Okay. I saw how you posted that video of that guy who walked in and said he wouldn't wear a mask of shame or whatever the fuck.
Dude, that story is the mask of fear.
The mask of fear, yeah.
What a bitch, first of all. Second of all, I looked him up on Facebook because he booked an appointment I had. Nice. This dude was such a self-righteous asshole. He's just like, and then I was like, this guy's definitely going to write something about walking into the barbershop.
Yeah.
After I go through all of his posts, I find out he's pretty much, he's not like a racist, but he's a fucking racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not a racist.
Yeah, he's a male Karen. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I see he ends up posting something. He's like, you know, I went to this barber shop today and I walked in and there was 4 healthy young men in there wearing masks. First of all, the mask is state mandated, you bitch.
For sure.
And yeah, he's like, and then I decided that I'm not going to wear the mask of fear. I'll keep my hair and my balls. That was his thing. So I'm like, fuck, I got to comment on this bitch. So I just like, you know, hey man, I'm sorry this happened. You know, it is what it is. It's state mandated. Have a happy Juneteenth, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. nice. Fucking people, man.
It is always, you know what? It's like a lot of Facebook research for myself, but all these racist assholes are these people that don't believe in COVID and government.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
It's usually they're like pandering to their 2 friends.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They get 4 likes.
Yeah. There's long descriptions, and it's like, yeah, man, it's like 4 guys with some shitty beard and a Trump hat, and like, you know, they look like they don't bathe, and some of them smells like cat piss. It's usually those guys.
Yep.
It's so fucking annoying. It's like, where are those guys? Who makes those guys? You know, they used to drive an IROC Z thing and poison and fist pumping, and now the government's full of shit or something. Like, get the fuck. Everyone in the government's full of shit except for the president. Like, he's just separated from the government. Everyone else is full of shit except for that guy. The guy with 19 fucking rape allegations, totally fine. He's
pretty square to me. Yeah.
And I'm not going to believe the scientists. I'm not going to believe all of these doctors. Like, what the fuck do they know?
Fucking sheep. Yeah.
Dude, I did my research, man. I did my research, and I found out on YouTube.
Yeah.
From guy in basement 72, he said, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm tired of people."
Yeah.
And then I had another guy. For some reason, this correlates with like Trump, right? I had another guy come in. He's like, he doesn't have a mask on, and I'm like, hey bud, you got to wear a mask. He's like, they pulled up, my doctor says I don't have to wear. And I'm like, bitch, I'm like, well, I can't cut your fucking hair, you know? And he's like, well, okay, I'll wear a mask. So he puts the mask on, and then look down, and he has like Trump shoes. Like my man Trump has shoes out there. It had like red, white, and blue, and then his hair in the front. They look like Yeezys with some Trump shit on them. Like, how do you even get that? Where do you buy this from? You like them that much? I like Outkast a lot, but I never have no Outkast shoes. Like, who does that?
Oh my God!
With people just walking around with some Trump shoes.
Nice.
I would have to be like, I'm sorry, I just can't cut your hair because your shoes offend me.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Well, I need that. I need that money. I don't, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Alienate people that, you know.
Did you give him a bald spot on accident?
Yeah, I
pull an oops.
I spend a lot of time. I talk a lot of shit. So I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm gonna get your money. You might not come back, but I'm gonna get
That's like when I produce a comedy show and people like walk. Like people will get up and leave during the show, and a comic will come back to me and be like, "Oh man, sorry, I walked those people." But I don't give a fuck. They already paid.
They already paid.
They paid their ticket price. They're gone. I don't give a shit what happens now.
I mean, I want to have good business, but you know, like I have strong stances in my shit. I don't care.
Right.
I would rather be poor. I heavy BLM supporter, heavy trans and pride and all that shit. You know,
sure.
For some odd reason, I just care about people. I just want people to have a good time. If you want to be a fucking asshole, you fucking liberal bastard, you caring about people.
I know.
You know, all lives matter. Do you want to wear a mask? Not really. Well, come on, dog.
Yeah, right. So if people want to reach you at all on like social media,
I'm sorry, I just went off on a big rant.
No, I love it. I love it so much.
We have a minute and 30 seconds left to finish this up, though. So go for social media at all if you want anybody to look you up or anything.
Man.
Or not.
No.
I mean, it's
you can come Leland Pratt on Facebook. You want to be my friend. You already know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And come down to Unclee's Barbershop. We'll give you the best cuts in Kalamazoo. That's how we roll. We got a pool table, video games. We're funny as fuck, and we like to cut hair.
Nice.
There you go. All right, Mandy. Anything you want people to know?
No, go get your hair cut by Leland.
Yeah. And let Mandy know that the world's gonna end.
Yeah. Yeah. And bring a bag of.
Yeah.
Bring a bag of sunflower seeds in the shell so I can shell that shit.
And a 10-inch penis.
There you go.
Yeah.
10 inches or more is all that's all we're in for. All right. You can reach the show at Another Episode Podcast at gmail.com to tell us what we did right, what we did wrong, and what you liked or didn't like. Who gives a shit? Follow us on the Instagram at Another Episode Podcast to check out the posters for the movies that we talk about. We're going to take your face, Leland, and we're going to stick it to the poster for Independence Day. So we'll see how that turns out. See what happens.
That'd be awesome.
All right. And otherwise, thank you guys so much. I always end with a clip. Let's see if I can sneak it in before we run out of fucking time here. And it goes like this.
All right, now spread it very, very gently. Let me get in. Uh-huh.
All right, that's it. Thanks guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.